What up, everybody? It's Anti-Negative here, and today I'm announcing that I will be rebranding this podcast. The blabbering title I was never really happy with, so we're just gonna remove it, and that's gonna be that. So we'll think of something for a new title at some point, but right now we're just gonna be throwing it out into the ether as we have been in the past. And that's that. So anyways, moving on. So today we're going to be talking about a little set called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And yeah, so a lot of people are unhappy with it because it looks very sloppy. I'm not talking about like AI slop. I'm talking about just a lot of pizza, a lot of cheese pulls, a lot of things made of literal pizza. So I like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. If anybody has any time, you can check out my Twitch, where I actually was playing Super Nintendo Turtle game the other day, and one of my all-time favorite classic games. I was pretty bad at it when I was a literal toddler, but yeah. So anyways, I like the IP of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. If you think about how it works in the overall universe of Magic, it actually has a place. Kamigawa Neon Dynasty really set it up so there were both Ninja Turtles and Rat Ninjas all over the place. And that really kind of like solidifies there being this possibility of possibly having Ninja Turtles. This was like a running joke that we would have a lot in the community of just like, here's my Ninja Turtle deck. And I used to play Kappa Tech Wrecker all the time. And there were just like a bunch of different, like, I don't know, weird types of ninjas and stuff from Kamigawa. So there definitely has been a place for this type of IP in Magic's universe. So far, people have been very averse to it. And I will also say that even me kind of liking Ninja Turtles, it is very overdone with the amount of pizza. And it's crazy even to think about, like, this is the conversations we have with Magic nowadays. Like, yeah, the McDonald's set was really good, but, you know, there was too many chicken nuggets, man. Like, just saying that, it just sounds so dystopian and weird that I don't know, man. You gotta take the wins where you can get them nowadays with Magic. It's been really hard to even like speak on it because everybody's saying the same thing. It's like, this is pizza slop, hence the name of this episode here. And yeah, you can skip this set for sure. If there's a couple cards that will make it through, if you're a constructed player, they will probably make it through into like a couple different like counters decks, or maybe like Dark Leo and Esper Ninjas or something. There's a few like Esper decks kind of popping up. It's like Esper Tempo with Kaido. It's like, this is one of those sets where it's very similar to Spider-Man in the sense that it will have a couple impactful cards, but they won't really fill out their whole own archetype. We can definitely try it during early access, which is coming up, which is already pretty much up. And then next week we have the full set drop. That's really going to be like dependent on how strong these synergies are between these turtles in general, or just the in-universe cards. But everything is like a legendary, and it also is saying to do some type of like effect that is very specific, where it's like Bebop and Rocksteady wants to sacrifice or discard a card. Okay, am I going to make a whole Bebop and Rocksteady deck? No, it's going to go in like some kind of monument deck or something, and it's pretty good for that. And we had some other like Mega Green Goblin or whatever that was kind of the same thing, but it wasn't like as immediate. I don't know. It really is going to be hard to justify whether or not a lot of these cards can just fill out in their own deck. We're going to try a lot of like different artifact things and a bunch of other creature decks, etc. There's going to be a lot of stuff to try. But yeah, if you were thinking like, can I skip this set? Probably, because if there's an individual card that pops out, it's probably going to be pretty easily accessible. Overall, though, if we're thinking about like, should you voice your opinion on this set? definitely. I think everybody should voice their opinion on every set and give WotC the feedback that they should be getting, especially when talking about just all the Universe Beyond stuff. There's literally so many sets coming out right now that something needs to change. There are too many sets just in general. So we're just going to have to deal with this for the time being. And that's just going to be how it is. You know, we're going to have to just make it through this storm. Because last year we had Edge of Eternities coming out, and we had the Comic-Con Spider-Man promos literally stepping on its toes during its own release. And people were pretty mad about that. And I was making this point the other day to somebody, is like, that promo that was allegedly stepping on Edge of Eternities, which they had to do it because of Comic-Con, whatever. That would just be the normal release schedule. That's the normal spoiler schedule nowadays. So we're now in a world where we get mad about things being spoiled too soon. We want to let a set breathe. It's like, sets don't get that anymore. We don't get time to really explore a set anymore, really figure it out, solve the set, because, you know, there's just too many cards now and too many sets. So we're just gonna have to deal with that. And, you know, it really comes down to, like, is this game affordable in paper? And if you're trying to play casual F&Ms and stuff like that, like, I would really consider it. You know, is this type of schedule something you want to keep up with monetarily? And if it doesn't really mesh with your budget, like, you probably should just kind of move on. And personally, I like Arena because of this, because you spend like 1/10 of what you would in paper. And I know this for a fact because I play both. And so I've seen my money just disappear from trying to brew a couple decks in paper, and because I know they're good, etc. They're not even Badger Mole Cub decks. The money is just kind of sunk into paper so easily now that it's really hard to keep up. And it should never be like that. You know what I mean? So yeah, a lot of people clamoring, like, is this set collectible? You know, if you really love Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and this set has some genuinely good art, it is vastly overshadowed by the amount of cheese pulls, which is funny, but yeah, it is really just kind of a spectacle, because you're looking at, like, the dichotomy between how serious some art is compared to other arts. And you're like, wow, this, like, dark Raphael, you know, outline, which is like one of the comic book Raphaels, like, super sick looking. But then you have that countered by a literal pizza cutter that's like sort of Hearth and Home, which is hilarious. But yeah, some people like their game that they've invested thousands of dollars into to take itself a little bit more seriously than this. But at the end of the day, it's just a game. So, you know, if this doesn't really appeal to you, please voice your opinion constructively and tell people, or tell the internet, if you're going to go and voice your opinion like that, tell people in the comments constructively. Be like, this set is not for me, not because I don't like turtles, because I do. It is the fact that there are too many sets. I can't keep up with this. The premiums are too high. Like, name the real impactful reasons why you can't interact with Universe Beyond anymore. And make it just, like, really clear. Don't just say slop is slop. I will stop eating slop. You know, because nobody's listening to that. Nobody wants to hear it. And it's not productive to any avenue of just, like, interacting with people in general. That's not how you want to interact. You don't want to just be, like, calling people fucking pigs. You know, just to harken back to that little analogy. But yeah, so, you know, the set has a lot of cool things about it. I think a lot of it's going to be overshadowed by the fact that it looks a little goofy. If you really understand Ninja Turtles, it's very counterculture even to itself. It pokes fun at a lot of, like, superhero comics and takes inspiration from them. It's very much a parody in a lot of different ways. So, You know, like when you're going to go and put that into a set and kind of like immortalize it and really take a broad snapshot, it's going to look a little weird because you have this kind of like disparity between these two types of like clashing things. Like, does Turtles take itself seriously? Well, not really, not all the time. So you're going to have a lot of goofy things. And then it takes itself very seriously. Like, that's one of the things about like Raphael's character is he's extremely serious. So you really don't have any goofy things with him. Everybody else is kind of like either quirky or, you know, like Leonardo's like the wise one, Donatello's the smart one, and Mikey's the funny, quirky one. So, you know, that's the whole thing, you know. And Shredder, like if you ever saw the movies, you know, he's kind of like a ninja that is competing with Master Splinter's old master, and it's just like I don't know, it's good, I like it, but I don't know. I think the big thing for me is like, can we afford this stuff? Is it coming too quickly? Yes. So I'm checking all the boxes that make it like that, just kind of turn me off from wanting to purchase a lot of this stuff, and so therefore I won't. I'm going to be playing in early access and brewing and doing all this stuff, so I will choose to play with this stuff digitally because it definitely still appeals to me. I still want to play with the cards. It's just there are simply too many things to do with paper right now, and keeping up with like Badgermole Cub or Roboroid, all the elementals from Lorwyn, all the different stuff from Avatar. It's like we're getting more mythics stacked on mythics every single set, and the prices of those mythics are not going down. We're getting $1,000 decks in standard right now, and that is the biggest issue with stuff. So if you want to go and call out standard for anything other than, you know, I don't want to worry about turn 2 Badgermole, which we all get it sucks. That's the real issue. Like, we need to make sure we focus on the right issues and voice our opinions, so a couple years down the line we don't get this type of rollout again. And just keep in mind, whenever you make, you know, your voice really known to WotC, that even though we might have the entire internet clamoring, they can't just change the way a set is going to be next month. So that's why we had all this clamor last year about Universe Beyond, and then it was like, oh, looks like they didn't hear us. They're doubling down on 7 sets this year. So that wasn't the case. It was always planned like this. They probably took all that feedback and they're going to be dialing back maybe next year or the year after, which is just like, it's a crazy timeline to be talking about stuff in. But again, it is what it is. Keep your money close to you. That's all I'm saying. And if you really want to invest into something, sure, you know, don't let people stop you. But just know that if you have a problem with it, voice your opinion and try to be constructive. Don't be vicious and nasty. I mean, I get people who hate Magic and say the worst things possible to me sometimes. And that is what it is. You're going to get people like that every now and then. It's the internet. That's what happened. But counter to that, try to be constructive and be kind. And essentially, anyways, that's kind of the news of the week here. I'm going to start thinking about some more different types of content to put out here. If you enjoyed any of this stuff, enjoyed my videos in the past, please leave a like, comment. It means the world to me. You know, as it is, got a bunch of subs, so I'm very happy about that and I'm very grateful. So I hope to see some people in the future. Be sure to catch me on Twitch. I will be streaming pretty much 7 days a week, you know, unless like I'm feeling like extremely drained from whatever thing. So yeah, be sure to catch me on Twitch. I'll be live pretty much 9 p.m. till whenever I decide to pass out. And yeah, catch you later. Peace.